Hi, this is Melissa with A Creative Journey with Melissa, and as you probably know, this month, which is April, is Autism Awareness Month. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to create a really cute and simple card. You've probably seen CAS before, and that's what that means, using our Autism Awareness stamp set. This is See Autism with Your Heart. Right here, this is the stamp set we're going to be using. Okay. And all you'll need is the stamp set, which you can find the link to on our blog. The link for the blog post is on the YouTube information, so you can find everything there. You can also go to our website, which is www.acreativejourneywithmelissa.com or www.acjwm.com. Okay? And then you'll also need your Chameleon Markers, or pens, whichever one you want to call them. Sometimes I change. We need the BL6, the YO3, and the RD4. We're going to be not only creating this card that I'll show you in just a second, we are also going to be coloring our rhinestones, which is one of the things that I love to do, so I can make my own colored rhinestones, and I feel like it's a really cool technique so that you can make it customized for your creation. Okay, so you have the stamp set, you have the Chameleon Markers, you have some Memento ink, you have your adhesive, you need a block, of course, a stamping block. You also need a card base, a piece of paper to stamp on your creation here, which is the puzzle piece and the superhero cape. We need 2 pop squares, or square pops. I can tell this is going to be a fun video. Square 3D adhesive, and then we also have the rhinestones, and this right here is for the sentiment that's going to go on the card, and of course scissors, I think, are self-explanatory. So I do have a boo-boo on my finger. Hope it's not gross for you guys, but I wanted to leave it off so it heals, so if you see it, I'm sorry, but so if I'm kind of not grabbing with my pointer finger, of course I slice my pointer finger, and that's usually the way it works. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take the stamp set away and put it on the side, and we won't need the scissors right now. We'll need the block, and we'll need the paper. Oops. We'll put all this stuff on the side, okay? So we're going to stamp our things first. And with that, we will need these 2 pieces of paper. I'm going to put the markers aside and the adhesive aside, okay? But in the meantime, I wanted to show you really quick the creation that I did make. This is the creation I made, okay? And it says, "You're my superhero." There are so many people that are affected by autism, and I think it's really awesome how they have championed their kids, their grandkids, their nephews, their nieces, their loved ones, and I think it's fantastic. So I thought this was really a great sentiment for this set. So this is the creation we're going to make. Like I said, clean and simple. So we'll put that aside. So all we're going to do here is we're going to take out our paper. The first thing we're going to do is we're going to stamp our sentiment. And this is my set here, as you can see. I just want to let you know, if you see that these are a little bit darker in color, don't worry, it's just because I've used them a lot. And sometimes you will get some of the ink coloring on there. Even if it's as dark as can be, it will not affect your image at all. So if your ink does get stained on there, it's still not a problem at all. You can still use it, no problem. So we're going to take out the puzzle piece with the super cape, and You Are My Superhero. So we're going to do set these aside. We're going to do this first, and this is the sentiment. So all we're going to do is open up our ink, ink it, and then we're going to place it right here on our paper. It might be a little crooked, I might do it again. It is a little crooked, so I'm going to flip it over. Okay. I'm going to ink it again. See, it's like you get 2 for 1. 2 pieces of paper for 1. Okay. So we're going to do that again. Okay. and that looks much better. I'm going to set that aside. And now I'm going to peel this off. I will clean my stamp later. And then we're going to place the superhero cape puzzle piece right there. And we're going to ink it. And we're going to place it right here. I'm going to do one more just in case I make a mistake so I don't have to get all my inking stuff out. Also known as stamping stuff. I guess today is not a high verbal day for me. I think my vocabulary is limited. So we're going to close up our black ink and we're going to put the other stamp aside. Now what we're going to do is we're going to take this piece right here and simply cut the edges of it. Keep that so you can see what we're working towards. I'm just going to do this and do this. It's nothing fancy and there's no template. We're just cutting it and trying to get it so it looks kind of like a flag. Okay? So then we're going to set that aside and we'll bring that back out in just a little bit. Okay? So now what we're going to do is we're going to take out our Chameleon markers. I am going to use the, I'm going to start off with the BL6, and with that I am going to use the blending solution chamber, and I'm going to just hold it for a few seconds so I can get a little bit lighter so it shows a little bit of a dimension when I'm coloring here. Okay? Okay, so it's just a little bit lighter. And again, it's hard to color with this cute little injury I have here. So I'm just going to do the lighter part here. It may not look lighter, but it is, just a little bit. And then I'm going to go through, and I don't know if you've watched any of my videos before, but I was taught by my grandmother, at least I remember being taught by my grandmother, my paternal grandmother, my dad's mom, how to color, and what she taught me, and I still do it, as you can see, is I color the outside first, which is good because usually on the outside you have a little bit darker color so that you can show some depth, and that would be where the ending of whatever picture it is you have, so that would be where it's a little bit darker anyway. So I'm going to just color this in here, and then I'm just going to try not to wiggle the camera too much, and then just blend it in and make little circles. Circles, I think, is the best way to color when you're trying to kind of blend it in and give a little bit of a dimension look to it. If you do lines, it shows a lot more. So I don't know if you noticed, but I made a little bloop and I went a little bit over. Well, we're going to be cutting that out, so that's fine, it's no problem. So let me color this cute little head in here of the puzzle piece. We could call him Puzzle Dude if you wish. Okay, so that's colored. Now I'm going to close this up and put that aside, and we're going to take out our RD4 Chameleon pen. Okay, so now what we're going to do is I'm actually going to just color this straight red because there's not a lot of shadowing with this one. There is, but it's not an obvious amount, and it won't show much with the blue next to it. So I'm just going to color this cutie in. Okay. And hopefully, if you don't have your Chameleon markers already, hopefully you are looking into them. I really love them. I have Copic markers, which are also alcohol-based markers. I think we already had the preview of my lack of vocabulary and speaking today, so this is kind of fun. But the Chameleon markers are alcohol-based, just like Copic or Spectrum Noir or any of the other alcohol markers. The difference between these and the other ones is you can get a huge variety of different colors just with one marker. You don't need all the different shades. You can get it by just adding the blending solution chamber on top and getting a little bit different color. Anyway, so I have colored this cute little dude, and we're going to put the red marker / pen away. I know you know how to do this, but I'm going to show you anyway. This is how I cut. I'm just going to cut this cutie off. And what I usually do, it seems to work for me, is I usually cut kind of around the picture first, and then I will go to the top. And I don't think this is really science or, you know, anything special, but it works for me, and that's why I do it. So I just threw out the extra piece there. So these are actually scissors that I got from a friend of mine that cuts hair. That's how sharp they are. I also love the Tim Holtz scissors, but these I think are probably my favorite just because I've been using them so long. And they're comfortable in my hand. So we're just going to cut this cutie out. You're welcome to fast forward if you don't want to watch me cut. I apologize. I was going to have one ready, but I thought, well, I wanted to show you exactly how long it takes to cut out this cute little dude. I was going to do a 3D creation on this cutie and thought I would do that in another project. I think that's what I'm going to do. But in the meantime, we got to cut this cutie out. I hope that you're enjoying this weather. I don't know about you, but I am from Chicago. So I live in California, but I'm from Chicago, and I love the rain because in California we very rarely see it. Matter of fact, we very rarely see weather at all. And I typically say that California has 2 seasons, or 1.5, depending. And we have been getting some rain lately, so I've been loving the weather that it's been kind of rainy. So what you see here is the cute little dude, the puzzle dude that I cut out. It doesn't have to be perfect, but sometimes I will leave a little bit of a white border around it, and sometimes I won't. This time I didn't because obviously I went over a little bit with my blue marker, so I wanted to cut that off to make it a little bit neater. So that's this cute little dude. We're going to keep him right here. Okay. Now we have this adorable little thing right here. We're going to be putting that on the card. But first, what we're going to do is we're going to take out our rhinestones, and we're going to take out our Y03. Okay, that's our chameleon marker, or chameleon pen, or chameleon color tones, whatever you want to call it. So what we're doing here is we're just going to take off the cap. We're not going to use any blending solution at all, and you're going to go straight onto the rhinestone, okay? So we're just coloring it. That's it. Nothing too fancy, not hard at all. Just coloring it. And now we're going to have some custom yellow rhinestones. So what I do is I suggest that you buy clear, or I call them clear. Some people may call them silver. I personally call them clear because they do have silver embellishments too that don't look the same. But I buy clear embellishments that I can color myself, so that way I can have them more custom, and not always can we find the color that we want. So it's important to me to try to you know, get that custom look. And let's see here. And here you go. So that is what we're going to be using, and I just, as you saw, just took a few seconds to color the cutie in. So now what we're going to do is we're going to place this on the edge right here. And it usually takes just a few seconds to dry, so it's not really too cumbersome to get the rhinestones dry and to finish it for your project, okay? So we're going to move this over just a little bit. Okay, that looks good. Hopefully you think so too. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to take out the card base, and I'm going to take out the foam square that I'll need. So first, actually what I'm going to do is I'm going to adhere my cute little sentiment onto the back. See? You won't even know it, except if you watch the video, that I made a mistake and I reused my paper. No one will know. I mean, it's not like I have paper at all. Yeah, I have tons of paper. If you're a paper crafter, more than likely you have a lot of paper too, but why not? Let's reuse, correct? So we're going to take this square foam piece and we're going to put it on the back and just peel the backing off. And what I did with this one to kind of give it like a little bit more 3D look is I rounded it a little bit. Just a little bit, nothing real fancy, just kind of gave it a little bit of a, like, so it's kind of like moving. See how it's got a little bit of a roundness to it, okay? And then I place that right here. And that is my creation. So these are the two cards. This is the one I made previously, and this is the one I made today. I really hope that you enjoyed our cute little tutorial today. If you have any questions or any ideas, please be sure to leave us a message on our blog, on this post. You're welcome to leave a message on YouTube. Whatever you'd like, we'd love to hear from you. We hope you have a fantastic day. Please be sure to subscribe to our blog, our YouTube channel, and of course for our newsletter. All the information is on our website. It's www.acjwm.com or www.acreativejourneywithmelissa.com, and we love to hear from you. We hope you have a fantastic day, and we hope you enjoyed going on a creative journey with Melissa. Thank you. Bye-bye.